The last thing a pregnant woman wants to see is blood. Guys, nausea is really bad. I wanted to vlog self when I was going to the hospital, but I couldn't. I felt like if I bring my phone out like this, I'll just vomit. Even right now, I still feel that way. It feels like it's right here. Okay, so I just wanted to do an update of week 7. Guys, this week 7 has just been, I don't even know. So, going by one of the apps that I use, I was due week 7 on Tuesday. Today is Friday. And the day before, I went to London to renew my passport, and it was quite stressful, especially navigating the train station and all. Only for Monday, a bit Tuesday morning to come, and we things. Early wee. I went to get early wee, and next thing I saw was blood, brown in color, and then it was just full on my underwear. So I was like, what's this? I called my husband. I didn't know what to do. I know they usually say it's expected and oh, so I didn't keep it to myself. A lot of my people were of the opinion that I should have gone to the A&E, but I was trying to lower it down. Like, if I go to A&E, it's serious going here. And based on everything I've read, if it was a miscarriage or something, it usually accompanies with cramping and pain. So I was not just inclined to go to A&E because I've been in A&E once. I don't like the A&E experience, Jerry. So I went through the alternative routes. I called 111 and they gave me advice that I should call my GP in the morning. So I ended up calling my GP in the morning, and plenty talk, sha. All of those things have happened now. I would probably just put a video somewhere of what I was like on those days or at the peak of it. So in the end, my GP called me and told me that I should expect it could be a miscarriage and it could be ectopic pregnancy, because I don't even know what to say. I just feel like I think I would just rant inside this video. I just feel like early pregnancy, especially the first trimester, we're not getting adequate support, and especially for first time pregnant people. Like, you don't even know what to expect. You don't even know, and that's a time where nobody wants to announce their pregnancy. You don't want to tell them at work. You're probably waiting for your first ultrasound to tell your family and all. I ended up telling family when I saw blood. I feel like, because your first appointment won't be until 12 weeks ish, and I mean first trimester has finished, but where the most risk is in the first trimester. You don't even know what to expect. I usually feel this needle like feeling on both sides of my lower belly. Don't know if that was a normal feeling or it's an abnormal feeling. A part of the things I've read was like when your uterus is expanding, you could get to feel twinges and all. When I spoke to GP, I told him I was feeling something like that. I didn't even know if it's normal or it's abnormal. So that one was like ectopic pregnancy, blah 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 blah. Sha said, but I need to go an ultrasound first before I can do anything. And the closest date he could get for an ultrasound for me was on Friday, when something happened on the 1st of February. He said the day we find for me is 4th of February. Hey, I say, see these people. I shall say no problem. But I told my husband at the start of the day that whatever the GP says, if they don't do ultrasound today, we are going to go and do private scan. The private scan, I told myself I wasn't doing since, like, there's no point. We'll wait. My people went to that private scan that day. And yeah, everything was okay. Baby was fine. I think baby was measuring 3 days behind from my LMP. The heartbeat was there, and it was quite a reassurance scan. What else happened there? That was all. Like, it was just very short, and they collected my 50 pounds. Of which, actually, if we did not want to spend that 50 pounds, we could have just gone to A&E, and they'll probably still see me eventually and do the ultrasound and whatever investigations need to be done. I think I just have a phobia for A&E. So I ended up paying that money after the whole scan, and they told me baby was fine and all. Like, I felt like people should come and give me my money back. Well, so the sports scene, it wasn't after the initial one I saw. There was now a range of colors. There was one bright red. My mind was just going haywire. Can imagine if I didn't go and do that health scan, and I was to work the following day. I'm like, how am I going to concentrate at work knowing that this is there? Let's just go and do early scan first of all, and we'll know what to do from there. So we had the early scan. I worked for 2 days. I was forced to tell them I work because the appointments day, the one they found for me, was on Friday, and I was supposed to be working on Friday, so I had to tell them I work. All the plans to tell them in second trimester, where everything just last dance. And all my plan and excitement about my first ultrasound. I'm still looking forward to the 12 weeks one anyways, the dating one, and I mean the baby would be much more formed by then. You get to see other stuff compared to now that what you are seeing does not even look like anything close to a baby, but you know the baby is developing. So I literally just got back home from the ultrasound appointment, and I say everything is fine. My baby has grown from the last one we did 3 days ago now. So that was, I think they dated me 6 weeks 3 days at that time, and now I'm 6 weeks 6 days, which is a good one, thank God. And what else? The spotting has stopped as well. I think it lasted about 3 days. It stopped yesterday, so now I'm not getting it anymore. I don't know what it was. I really don't know. I still don't know. Nobody has an answer. But sometimes they'll say your uterus, probably some old blood stored somewhere, it comes out. Another explanation I can give to it will be probably the stress I went through when I went to London for my passport renewal. What else can I think of? I think those are just the major 2 things I could think of. And then yes, there could be the miscarriage, there could be the ectopic, but those are the extremes. I'm just thankful that it's not all of those ones. Getting to have online resource as your major which Oyinbo would I use now, learning platform, yeah, kind of, it has made me learn a couple of things, to be honest. Like I'm grateful to God. Like, you hear people say their stories and you be like, oh, so this exists. I think in the previous video, probably week 5 or week 6, I mentioned about chemical pregnancy. I've even learned a couple more. You find people say, oh, they went for ultrasounds and they realized that it's a blighted ovum. More like they are getting pregnancy symptoms, though they are getting positive pregnancy tests too, but it's an anembryonic development. How am I going? What I will call them like this? More like what is in the womb that is developing, or in quotes developing, has not been fertilized by a sperm. So like, it's just there. The body recognizes that you are pregnant, but no heartbeats, no anything. Baby is not developing. You get that kind of thing. That one is there. Then there's another one people would also say pregnancy of unknown location. I mean, you're getting your test, you're getting your pregnancy signs and symptoms and all of those things, but during an ultrasound, they can't find any baby in the uterus. Sometimes they will even check in the fallopian tubes as well. They can't find any baby. And the next question is, so where is the baby? That's another pregnancy of unknown location. I'm like, interesting, interesting. Like eventually they will say those pregnancies of unknown locations are actually ectopic pregnancies, but you just don't find it at that point, and it's life threatening. Which other one have I seen people say talk about? I think there's also this miscarriage, more like you continue to get pregnancy symptoms and all until you probably go for your 12 weeks appointment and you get there only to realize that your baby has stopped growing since like maybe 6 weeks or 5 weeks or 7 weeks or at some point. And you will not get any signs, like you won't get anything like anything was wrong or feel like there was blood or cramping or anything until you do the ultrasound and realize that there is no heartbeat. By the time they measure the baby, they will see that the baby has stopped developing at a certain point in time. And those kind of things just get you like, wow, woo, hey, oh father. But yeah, so far I thank God for how the journey has been. And I thank God because yeah, the baby is still fine. I was really worried, quite worried about the spotting and all, but I tried to take it really cool and not escalate it and go to A&E, even though I should have gone to A&E. Well, I don't even know. I've used my money to buy peace of mind, according to one of my mommy's mentors. She will say use your money to buy peace of mind, even though that money, if we see it now, what to do in our life. But we can thank God and give God all the glory. So baby is fine. We don't know anything yet. All of this is just to rule out what the bleeding was for. So I'm still waiting for my midwife's appointment to come through, and I'm still waiting for my dating scan, the one at 12 weeks. That will let us know. What will you let us know? I don't even know. Okay, yeah, it will make us see a fully formed baby. and how my EDD has moved forward based on the fact that my LMP and gestational age of the baby is not exactly the same. It's just it's a 3 to 4 days difference anyway. But we can't go by that yet until we have the 12 weeks one. That one is usually most accurate. But I mean, the last thing a pregnant woman wants to see is blood. Like it makes your mind just go everywhere, especially in first trimester where the risk for miscarriage is very high. But thank God. I was telling my husband this morning he couldn't go with me for the appointment because he's at work. So I was telling him I was really nauseous in the car and I felt like I was going to puke and all, and I was like, well, at least when you feel that way, you get the reassurance of okay, yes, the baby is still there. But considering the other things I mentioned previously, I mean that is itself is not even a short thing. So it's just God's mercies and just trusting God for the best in this entire pregnancy journey. But we thank God. 7 weeks now. 7 weeks. So hopefully by next week, between next week and another 2 weeks, between 8 and 10 weeks, I should get my midwife's appointments, the booking appointments where they'll book me in, and probably at 12 weeks we'll have another dating scan. The one where they will book you in, they'll ask you millions of questions, and then they would also, I think, take your blood, take your urine, and do a couple of investigations on the baby as well to rule out chromosomal abnormalities, Down syndrome. No, is this the Down syndrome one? I'm not sure. But I know there is one they do before 10 weeks to rule out thalassemia and sickle cell for people who come from those areas. Sure. I'm really tired and nauseous. Now the thing is, nauseous or no nauseous, you just force yourself and eat because the nausea is not going anywhere. I had a really stressful day yesterday. I traveled, I got back home, I was fine. with my medication. And this morning about 5, I went to the loo and I noticed blood on my pants, and it was dark blood, brown. It just filled the entire um pants area, just that bit. And subsequent toilet visits, there was spotting continued on the on tissue. It ranged from brown to pink, and at some point there was red, bright red. I really don't know what to think. I don't know if I'm having a miscarriage. I rang the 111 about that time, and doctor rang me back and asked me to call my GP in the morning to have an ultrasound. I've called my GP now. They want me to. He said the doctor would ring me about 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock ish. I really don't know. But I know they usually don't want to refer people for ultrasounds that early. I honestly don't know what to think. I'm trying to be optimistic. I don't know if the pregnancy symptoms I was getting are still there or they are gone now. I don't even have any test strip at home to test to see if I'm still positive or not. I don't know what to think, but I'm optimistic and I'm trusting God for the very best. I know He's a giver of good gifts, and He gives without turning or shadow. I know all is going to be well, but my resolution is, by the end of the day, whatever the GP says, I'll also try to get an early scan. I've tried to look around places near me that are offering. I found 2. One is about £49. The other one is about £69. I think we might be going for the cheaper one because honestly we are very broke this month, and this is just an expense that we are not ready for. But I'm just hoping that the GP will send me for an ultrasound, but it's usually very rare. But either way, I'll try to get an ultrasound later today. Hopefully, I hope the slots I can currently see available will still be available after my telephone consultation with the GP. But I've not got any pain or any cramping or anything at all. It's just the spotting while using the toilet. I honestly don't know what to think. I don't know if it's any way related to the stress yesterday, because I was that stressed yesterday. I just don't know. I don't know what to think. But whatever it is, I know that God does the best, and His plans for me are of good and not of evil, plans to give me a future and an expected end. I know that all things work together for my good because I am the called according to His purpose. I know that yes, children are a heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is His reward. Yes, this is a reward God has given to us. This is a real blessing, and God does not give and take it back. Thankful because our joy is going to be complete and our testimony will be perfect and permanent. But I'm trying to be optimistic. I honestly do not know. I don't know. I'm just trying to rest. That was the plan for today anyway, until I saw the blood earlier. I don't know. I've had a pad on. Feels like nothing is going on the pad. I used a pad anyway. But whenever I have a week, there is a spotting. I had spotting at 4 weeks, but interestingly, it wasn't even up to this. The one at 4 weeks was about implantation bleeding, but at 7 weeks, I really don't know what to tie it to. I just hope I'm not having a miscarriage. I really do hope. But either way, we'll see how it goes before the end of today. I will be well. So that's the updates for week 7. So you see me again in my next video, probably our week 8, if there is anything remarkable to talk about. Yeah, I remain your darling Omo PJ. Remain in God. God bless you. And please be thanking God, do. Let us just be thanking God. Kashama Dupe.